Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I want to discuss what's going on in the anime right now. I know, right? What? Harrison is making a video on the anime?
What? This is outrageous.
Yeah, I know, it's been a while. In fact, it's been 5 months? Jeez, guys, I am sorry. I'm sure you're all well aware. We've all been watching it, right? At least I hope so. But we're currently midway through the Kara actuation arc. Or at least I think we're midway through. By the time this video comes out, it could be ending next week. It could be ending. I'm not too sure. But what is important is that the Kara actuation arc does in fact exist. And it's great. I won't lie, I was pessimistic at first, just because the anime does have a track record of some slightly dodgy anime-only arcs and additions to the story. But ever since the get-go, this arc has been an incredibly pleasant surprise. One that complements everything we've read in the manga perfectly. Oh, by the way, there will be spoilers from the manga in this video. You've been warned. So, yes, the Kara actuation arc is a complete expansion on the manga. Think of it as that DLC for the story. An entire arc which acts as a prequel for the AO arc. It takes characters and plot points from the manga which felt random and breathes life into them, like Victor and Mugino, for example. To manga readers, these guys are incredibly forgettable. In fact, I even asked my best friend, who is a manga-only fan for Boruto, and he hasn't got a clue. I only need you for a minute, and it's very easy. All I need you to do is to try and name me 2 characters from the Boruto manga, okay? You only read the manga, is that correct?
Yes.
Right, I just need you to...
Wait, what?
You only read the Boruto manga, correct?
Yes, I don't watch the show.
Yes. I just need you to name me 2 characters. Can you name me him? What's his name?
I'm going to call him... I don't know him. I don't recognise. I'm going to call him Ongo Bogo.
You're close. His name's Victor. Can you tell me his name? That guy there.
I'm going to say it's Walter.
Walter. Mugino.
Mugino. Of course. Of course.
Right, well, thank you anyway. You just proved my point. Simples. And although they're not vital characters by any stretch of the imagination, and they're not detrimental to the plot because the story still works, the anime at least tries to fill in those gaps. There's no harm done in expanding on them, and the same goes for the plot. Although there's been no confirmation right now on how exactly the arc concludes, fans like myself can speculate considering we know what the boundaries are from the manga. We know Victor will survive, but there's no deeper, so you can easily connect the dots together and say, well, Deeper gonna die. And yes, I know, you could say, well, Urshiki didn't die and he came back. But I personally think it makes so much more sense to kill him off, as this is where I at least see the arc concluding. In the manga, the AO arc launches with a crashed airship from Kara, transporting the vessel better known as Kawaki. By the time our heroes investigate it, some time has passed, enough time for Kawaki to escape. Now, it's revealed later on in the story that it was actually Kashin Koji who sabotaged the transportation and destroyed the airship, betraying Kara so that Kawaki could escape. But we still don't know why Kawaki was being moved in the first place. I've said countless times that this is the biggest problem I've had with the manga, as it was never explained and felt extremely contrived. Kawaki was essential to Jigen, and considering he would never let Amado out of his sight, why would he let Kawaki out of his sight too? Also, in the manga, there's no pilot, so you're telling me that Kawaki was just left unsupervised with just a few drones as protection? Nah. Something ain't right. This is the plot hole I'm certain the Kara Actuation arc will address, including the missing pilot, as I firmly believe Deeper will be the one in charge of his transportation and thus will be killed by Kashin Koji, just like Victor was in the manga, who, get this, is Deeper's partner throughout this arc. These two are both working on a classified mission together, and it only makes sense that Kashin Koji is the one to put a stop to it and kill Deeper. Because I don't care what anyone says, even if they are training, it can't be Team 7. It can't be them, as they shouldn't know the secret to defeating a Kara Inner. Nor should they be able to. Boruto can't fully use Karma, there's no Kawaki, and Sarada doesn't know the Chidori. And even with all that in the manga, they relied on Momoshiki to clean up the mess. But enough of what I think will happen this arc. Let's discuss what has happened. This arc has taken time to expand on the world of the Naruto universe post 4th Great Ninja War. And you guessed it, it's all thanks to these two. Victor and Mugino do a great way of telling us what life is like, still for those less fortunate to be living the life of luxury, like say the Leaf Village do. Mugino's mission for the past 3 years perfectly explains this, as he'd been sent out to put an end to civil wars breaking out between smaller towns, cities and nations, as the poor are still having to resort to crime in order to survive in these areas. Which we see firsthand. This helps us put a picture to the story and it makes it feel real. I also love how they've taken this world building and Mugino's mission and ties it in brilliantly to explain why we've never seen him before. We're led to believe that Konohamaru and Mugino are these great buddies, yet we've never even seen them together? But with this clear and logical explanation, it removes any of the doubt that the viewer would have about this friendship. Now on to Victor. As we know in the manga, he's nothing more than a stubborn old man who gets barbecued by Kashin Koji. But in the anime, he acts as another example of what war can do to you, as it's revealed he's a survivor from the 4th Great Ninja War, where he lost his leg. After living through what war can do to you, he dedicated his time to setting up a research team to look into medicine in order to help all people, no matter their wealth or social status. He's even helped revolutionise medical care to help prolong people's lifespan. He sounds great, right? Well, he's not. He's more than happy to leave you or kill you if you're no longer any use to him, which is pretty contradictory to what he believes in, or at least what he appears to believe in to the eye of the public. Overall, the way they've taken this grumpy old man and transformed him into a really interesting component for Kara is great. This scene here with Deeper and Victor teases the future of Kara and the fact they aren't as unified as people are led to believe. Every new addition to this arc complements the manga brilliantly, and this is the best thing any expansion like this can do. But I'm sure there's one character you're all waiting for me to talk about, and that is this handsome devil right here. At first, me and many others were skeptics at the idea of introducing someone new to Kara, but as I mentioned earlier, it's a pretty well thought out and smart decision if handled correctly. It's a good way of adding more danger to the arc without messing up the story of the manga. Personality wise, he's okay. At times I do get dreaded Urashiki flashbacks with his cocky attitude and enjoyment for battle. But so far he seems much better than him, thank God. He's a mysterious guy who shows no fear in killing what's in front of him while he sticks to the shadows. In fact, he's so desensitized to murder that he kills anyone who even sees his face. Oh, hang on. This is the one thing that felt extremely contrived to me. He lets Omoi live just because, despite him seeing his face. He then just strips down in front of Team 7 and shows all of them his face. It would have been much better in my opinion if they'd just let Umami die and not revealed Deepa's face to Team 7 until Boruto's big Rasengan, as it would have also been a great example and compliment towards his skill in combat if after all this fighting with Team 7 he still managed to keep his hood up. But considering this is the only real criticism I have right now, I suppose you could say that he's not too bad of a character. Nothing out of this world, but compared to past anime original villains, he's probably one of the best we've had. In conclusion, this arc takes little pieces from the manga that no one really cares about and makes you care for them. It fills in the gaps for later on and makes the Kara organisation just that touch more mysterious and menacing. And if the arc concludes similar to how I predicted, then I really don't think I could have any complaints. As long as Boruto doesn't end up being the one to defeat Deepa. Otherwise, all that had been built up towards Kara, making them feel menacing and terrifying, yeah, it's all lost. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys have been making of the Kara actuation arc so far. Leave a like on the video as well if you have enjoyed it and enjoyed this video. And subscribe if you're not already to become a member of the Senpai Squad. I'll be seeing you guys in another video very, very soon. But until then, as always, peace.